Yeah, welcome everybody. I thought I'll start off with this video by saying this is the first video that I've done uh, actually live of, well, my face in this place. The reason for that is I only moved in 7 months ago, October, so almost 7 months, or just 7 months. So that's the reason how last shot I did was in 2024. That was shortly after my place got broken into in 2023. So a short story, short. Place got broken into, had to restart. You know, unsettled 24 and 25. Then got my place last year, and have rebuilt. So it makes you realize that even if you go through a really hard time in your life, there's always time for recovery. So many people can relate to that. But what I've learned is it's important not to give up. If you don't give up, then anything that you want, whether it's a dream, a job, anything in life, if you don't give up and you always believe in yourself and others around you, there's no way you can fail. Now, the main reason for this video, I've obviously shown about my new place and everything I've got behind me, like the Titanic posters. That's from my Titanic streams. That's not on this account, that's on my second account. But yeah, that's everything behind me, like the pictures that I'm fans of, singers like Michael Jackson and things like that. But I thought I've never done a video to discuss my journey on YouTube. It has been a long journey. I set up my YouTube channel July 6th, 2017. Now, when I set up YouTube, I never necessarily did it to stream. I set up the video to watch videos. It was only around 4 years later I got into streaming, and I was with Twitch. I went with Twitch, got 53 followers also. And that was more of a case of getting used to talking instead of like I did 8 years ago. Made a video, didn't say anything, and got one view. There was even a video that I just looked at. I had to go through quite a few videos that got none. I'm not surprised I got none because, I didn't really talk. I didn't put a description or a title to let my viewers know what I was doing. So from when did I start streaming on Twitch? I think it was 2018 to 2023. Then I moved over to YouTube briefly in 2024, sometimes still trying to get used to being more confident when I'm speaking, because I've never always been a confident person when I'm speaking. Being on camera can be quite, shy and overwhelming. So it was really last year I started really trying to work hard for my YouTube, changing things, trying to change the thumbnails, which I'm still getting used to, still learning about those. And the live chats, like the bots and things that you can have, with AI, there's a lot of stuff yet. I haven't actually got into that aspect of on YouTube. But I've been learning about other stuff, so like a better thumbnail and easier to have people interested in what you do. When I'm streaming, I don't really speak about myself or anything like that. It's always regarding any game that I'm playing. So don't really discuss that. But if you are interested in what things I do, it's basically Formula One, football stuff like EA, FC26. I did download UFL and I didn't play it long. I stopped, and then recently I've started playing it again, and it's actually quite enjoyable. I've got a good team together, and I've been playing squad league, so been getting used to that. But my journey's been a long journey, but I didn't give up. I took a break from it for a while to learn about YouTube channels and content creators that are successful and why they're successful. And there's so many different ways, you know, to engage with your viewers and have them interested in what you're doing. It's actually a lot harder than I actually thought it was. But it never takes the enjoyment away. Now, if I fast forward 8 years to my content today, I don't make a video that has 1 view or 3 views. They normally average 15 or more. When I made a video 10 months ago, it was EAFC 25. And I only realised the other day when it came up on my top views. At the time it was 984. So I thought to myself, well, obviously a lot of people enjoyed that video. But I don't want to just do EA FC 26 because that gets extremely boring. I will be doing other things, but I'm going to try to, you know, keep it specifically to football and motorsport. That's why I have a second channel called Titanic Atlantic that I do my shipping stuff for. So that's basically my journey, 8 years, but in theory, if you think about it, it's probably been about a year. I'm on 30 subscribers currently, but I don't really pay attention with my subscribers, really. I pay attention on the views on the video and if people are enjoying what I'm doing. So yeah, that's that. I will be doing one game that is slightly different to the rest of the games and I've never streamed it on YouTube. I've only done it on Twitch, and that is Jurassic World. Now, I'm a huge Jurassic World fan. I'm a Jurassic Park fan. I've seen every single film. I watched the first film, I think, 1998, probably 7 years old at the time, and this film came out in 1993, didn't it? The classic Jurassic Park. So I have seen every single one, but I haven't done a video like that on YouTube. But I am planning on doing that in the summer when I've bought well, it's not exactly, it's kind of new, isn't it? It came out late last year, I think. Jurassic World Evolution 2, is it called? Yeah. So I will be doing that, but I like to try to keep the, you know, the game category that I'm doing quite small, because if I do too many, it, you know, someone would be thinking, hang on, 1 minute he did football, the next minute he did a fishing game, or the next minute he did a gun game. I don't want it to be like that, because that wouldn't make much sense. But having it specifically on sport doesn't really mess it up, I wouldn't have thought, too much. So doing football and then I don't know, a week down the line or 2 weeks down the line I do a Formula 1 game, I don't think that confuses things too much. There's a lot of fans out there, but I don't want to do, you know, I don't do stuff that I do to copy someone else. I do it to recreate my own. It's like when I sing, you know, I'm always getting compared, oh, you sound like this singer, or you sound like that singer. I don't want to sound like anyone else. I want to be the only me. You know, I wouldn't want anyone to compare me to them singers, you know, whether it's Elvis or Michael Jackson or any, you know, or Madonna, Celine Dion, you know, the list goes on. I wouldn't want anyone to compare me to them, because to me, you know, that would be putting them down. So yeah, you know, I have too much respect for singers and sport, you know, sportmen, football players and stuff. That's why when people try to compare a player, to say Ronaldo and Messi, for example, when they try to compare them both, I don't like to compare them both, because I've currently enjoyed watching them play in my lifetime. I'm quite lucky to be, you know, young like I was a teen when they first come onto the scene, and now being 34, I'm enjoying watching them play while they're playing, because it's not going to last that much longer, but they are, you know, definitely going to go down as one of the best footballers ever. Not the best, obviously, but one of. So yeah, I don't compare. I think that would be unfair to, and I just like to enjoy life as it is, while while we all can enjoy it. So this was basically, I've gone through a few subjects, haven't I? I've gone through the journey the journey of my channel, the journey of, you know, a few bad things that's happened since 2023, but I've rebuilt. You know, I've changed things that didn't work back then that do work now. So yeah, I'm the kind of person who doesn't give up very easily, but I also like to think of how other people feel, not just myself. So yes, you know, that's the way it is. I don't make a video like this very often, but I didn't think of using my iPad. That's what I'm using at the moment, but soon I will have a PC, so I'll make it easier to do a video like this if I want to do a video like this. I am thinking of doing you know, a video like a roundup, you know, whether it's Formula One or if it's the Premier League, because I watch a lot of football, or whether it's wrestling, because I'm a big wrestling fan. I have been for many years. So I'm not particularly sure what I'll be doing in the future. The next stream obviously will be, well, not obviously, you don't know, but you will know now. The next one will be later on, and it'll be Gran Turismo 7, and I'll be doing the Laguna, which I think is IMSA. I'll be doing that later on, and possibly another UFL video or stream. I haven't made up my mind about that yet, but I am still making channels to my channel, making changes to my channel. So a new thumbnail, I'm trying to add an intro onto my video. So hopefully I'll be able to sort that out. Yeah, I never imagined when I first started YouTube, I thought I'll be happy if I got 10 subscribers, and the fact that I'm on 30, I'm extremely grateful. But my journey is still very new, so we just have to see how my channel gets along while, you know, while I keep trying to grow. So yes, I'm very grateful for all the views I get, all the people who subscribe to me, and I do check a lot of the times when I'm on YouTube, especially if I'm on my PlayStation 5 on YouTube, I always only see recommendations of the video, so I have to actually go onto my subscribers to actually see what they're doing. I guess the notifications help, but not everyone I see, you know, I'd have to actually go onto their account and see the stuff that they're doing, but I try to see what videos that I can. But yeah, there is some really amazing channels on YouTube. You know, Titanic, Honor and Glory, they're absolutely incredible, the stuff that they do. A lot of the times I watch wrestling videos, but not always. I try to have a look at Formula One, football, you know, some Jurassic World games people do. You know, there's so many stuff out on YouTube, isn't there? Billions of videos and so many creators, so it's hard to pinpoint who your favourite is. But yes, they are basically my favourites, and I never try to be like them. I try to do it in my own way, but it's very hard, especially if you're on a subject like the Titanic. You know, there's so many people who are fascinated by that story, and there's so many people who do it, so it's hard to, you know, tell your own version of that story that night, but not try to copy what they're doing, because you know, that's one of these things that you got to get the information 100% correct, and if you say something that's wrong, not only will maybe you upset someone who knew some of the people that was on the ship, or they were related to them, so you don't want to get that information wrong. There's so many different, you know, is that information correct, or is that information correct, or if this happened, would it have not sunk, or if it was a full-on impact, would it have less damage? I think these are current questions that we don't know. It's like every tragedy, whether it's a plane, a train, a ship, the only more research we do, the more we find out why that tragedy happened. But also, without these tragedies happening, it wouldn't, you know, allow companies like, you know, ships and planes to learn from them incidents. So yes, these incidents are very sad, but at the same time, if those incidents and accidents didn't happen, I guess that they wouldn't have all the information that they have today. I think because of what happened with the Titanic, it allowed, you know, ships and shipping companies to know that because that happened, you know, crashing into an iceberg, that was more research needing to be done so there could be more safety when you're at sea. I guess that's, in my view, that's how I think it probably did go. That after, in 1912, they learnt, you know, they did more research and tried to make ships more safer, because of, no, I guess no one in a million years imagined the Titanic to have 6 compartments breached instead of 4. I think that was probably a thing that they thought maybe could happen, but wouldn't. You know, back then, the way all 3 sister ships were built, they were built absolutely brilliantly and very strong. Olympic, the Olympic is just one proof of that. Got crashed into another ship, I think it was Hawke, and survived. And then the Britannic, I think they built her to have 6 compartments breached, but still managed to stay afloat. But no one imagined that she would, go over a mine and completely destroy the ship. So I think then, the Titanic incident definitely, there's lessons learned, and tried to build ships, more stronger and more better. I wouldn't say more stronger because the Titanic was very strong. She was the biggest and best built ship in her time, weren't she? If you go back to 1912, I just think that from these incidents and accidents that happened, they learn more. Whether it's aviation or, shipping companies, ocean liners, things like that, they learn so much from these accidents, that when when the tragedy goes to strike, or to prepare for tragedy to strike, they're better self-aware of, to prepare in case that does happen. Tragedies still happen today. We've seen that with a few ships of today, haven't we? But it happens a lot less, and I think that probably would be because planes are able to observe seas from ice and icebergs, and be better prepared if that kind of happens. I guess the same could be said with plane accidents and things. Even though they happen still, they happen on a less frequent basis, don't they? So yeah, that would be my thinking. I could be wrong. People might disagree with my thinking. That's only my thinking, and the way I look at things. I'm no expert or anything like that. So that would be probably why I think that less accidents happen, because the world and the people in the world have learnt so much from the history of, of the accidents can happen and everything along with it. So I guess that, as everyone ages, they get better with age, don't they? So you learn more and become more aware, and when there is lessons, they're learned. So that's just my thinking, but it's been a longer video than I was anticipating. I have talked about quite a few things, haven't I? About the story of my YouTube, about shipping companies, about a few football players that I don't like comparing. But I just wanted to make this video to explain about my YouTube story from then until now. My second channel, YouTube, Titanic Atlantic, that is made videos on a less frequent basis. I made that in 2022. Now I've made 39 videos, but that one's less frequent. Like I said, I do Titanic, Britannic on that, but I haven't done Olympic. But I am thinking of doing the Olympic because I know quite a bit about her story. I know that She was launched, I think, in 1910 and then scrapped in 1935, which is an extremely amazing career for any ship. But yes, I could talk more about that on my other account. This account's not for that. You know, like I said, I do mainly motorsport, football, and I will be adding Jurassic World to it. But I won't be doing a football video one week and doing Jurassic World next. That just wouldn't make sense. So I'll probably leave quite a big gap between doing them two. Or if I was doing Jurassic World, I would stop doing my motorsports and football, because it just wouldn't make sense to mix them two together. So yes, I will be doing that, but I will let you guys know when I will be doing that. But for the time being, it's just going to be EAFC, FC26, UFL, and Formula 1 25, which I will be returning to, and I will be doing the Bahrain and Jeddah Grand Prix. The reason why I've made that decision is because there wasn't them Grand Prix this year because they got cancelled, didn't they? So I thought maybe, you know, a lot of people will enjoy them two circuits, and I enjoy driving on them two circuits as well. It's quite enjoyable and normally a good race. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video that I've made. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all around 8 hours time, around 8 p.m. tonight. I'll be going live with Gran Turismo 7, and I will be on Laguna driving in the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Not sure how many laps we'll do. We'll probably do some events that's currently on, but we will be doing the weekly event as well. So thank you very much for watching, but until next time, that is it. See you later.